Hey everybody, so I'm on here and I'm just telling stories tonight. It's story time. I did one earlier about an accident I was in a couple years ago. I'm actually gonna do more on stuff like that. Today I'm gonna talk about my upper endoscopy. So I've experienced a couple different things in my life, and I feel like it's important to share. I know when I got my upper endoscopy, I was on YouTube. I was looking for information. And so I wanted to hear from somebody that who actually had one done. Um how it felt, why they got it, what was the result, all that good stuff. So while I'm sharing this, I will be like looking up definitions on the internet, just because I want to make sure that they're more thorough explanation of what certain things are, as opposed to just only hearing from my mouth, where I'm trying to break it down and explain it from my understanding of what certain things are. So, yeah. So I had the upper endoscopy. For those who are wondering what an upper endoscopy is, let's find out. So the internet says an upper endoscopy is a procedure a doctor uses to look at the inner lining of the upper digestive tract. That's the esophagus, stomach. I can't pronounce that word, which is first part of the small intestine. This test is also sometimes called an esophagogastroduodenoscopy. Yeah, that's my first time with that word. I never saw that word. So basically, they took a scope, little miniature baby camera, stuck it down my throat, down into my upper intestines to see about my digestive tract. Why did I have this done? So I had been experiencing and have been experiencing excessive belching. Actually, this is an embarrassing story. I was on a date with a guy and it just randomly started. And I'm trying to hold it in, but he can tell, because what comes with burps. You can smell it. It ain't like your breath ain't always funky, but you can tell if a person's burping. And then also my great grandma, who's in her 90s, told me that I was like belching in my sleep. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's not okay. It's not sexy. It's not cute. And then like acid reflux medicine wasn't working. I couldn't get it to stop. When it was going, it was going. So that was one thing. I had a lot of bloating and still do. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I'll be on here talking more about that as well. So it causes excessive belly fat, but it just was bothering me because it's just like there are some days that I am so bloated that I look pregnant when I'm not. And I've had people ask me. And as a woman, a young woman, I'll be 35 next month. It was embarrassing, And then it was bothering me too that I'm eating things that other people I know are eating, and it's affecting my body in a crazy way, and it's not affecting them. They're skinny, they're normal, and me, I'm over here looking like Squidward. So then the other thing I had going on was I realized that I had a problem swallowing. And this is something that, how sometimes you can become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I don't want to say I never noticed, but like a friend of mine was like, you take real small bites when you eat. And I was like, she's right. Now, what I did notice on my own was like I had a hard time swallowing pills. I didn't learn to swallow pills until I was much older. Like a preteen or so. And then Also, like, you know how everybody can take shots out of a shot glass when you're out partying? I could never drink the whole thing. I would always take small sips. Like, I could do like half of the shot. I do like, yay, everybody, haha, yeah, I drunk all of that. Turn my back, drink the rest. So, you know, I just wanted to get this upper endoscopy or talk to a stomach doctor just to make sure, like, just to rule out anything crazy that could potentially be going on. Like, I've reached this place in my life now at where I'm reaching 35, where if I even think something is going on with me physically, then I'm going to get something done. So, I decided to go ahead and talk to my doctor. My doctor referred me to a stomach doctor. The stomach doctor gave me some acid reflux pills and said for me to take them for some time, and then if I wanted to get the upper endoscopy, I could, or if I wanted to opt out of it, I could. He prescribed me this medication and just told me to see how I liked it. So here's the pill. I took a couple of them, but I struggled swallowing this pill. Which was weird because my metformin was about as big as this, if not bigger, but I don't know if it's because it was a gel capsule. It would get to rolling around and it would make me want to gag. So I just stopped taking them because I didn't feel comfortable. It was making me uncomfortable rolling around all in the back of my throat. So initially I canceled my upper endoscopy because of COVID. And I got scared. I talked to somebody else who had some random throat situation, surgery, not an upper endoscopy. And then they kind of freaked me out and made me scared. And I'm a professional singer, so I just start overthinking it. Like, dang, what if something happens to my voice? What if, start overthinking it. But as time went on, I was like, I need to go and get this done. And I changed my mind about it. Because I start focusing more on, like, okay, there's more, as you can see, indigestion right there. There's more success stories than not, So, I'm like, all right, so I just got to trust God and just go ahead and get her done. So I decided to get the upper endoscopy done. When you have this procedure done, you have to have somebody take you to the procedure. They're going to give you the anesthesia, and you're not going to be safe to drive for 24 hours. So you need to have somebody bring you there. And then after you have... Sorry, someone's calling me. You need to have someone bring you there and bring you home. Because you're going to be a little loopy-loop. Here we go, loop-de-loop. So that's what I did. I had my friend take me there. And she took me there. The whole procedure, the whole thing took about an hour. But the endoscopy, I think it only takes about 15-20 minutes itself. When I got back there, they had me put the robe on. All these people kept coming back and asking me a bunch of questions and making me feel crazy. See, now me, I've never had surgery, so this was like a little scary for me, just because I've just never been under the knife, praise the Lord. So they did that, and then they stuck the needle in my arm, and they sent me to the back room. And when I went to the back room, they put the little thing in my mouth that holds your mouth open. And you can't close your mouth. And then they made me turn to my side. And this was all before the anesthesia came. So in that moment, I'm scared because I see these doctors in white coats. I got this needle in my arm. Ain't no medicine in it, but I see you coming up towards me with this thing. You hold my mouth open. I got scared, okay? And I was about to be like, I don't really need this. I'm out of here. This was just a test. But I thugged it out, laid to my side, and they put the medication in. And when they put the thing in my mouth, I just start belching it. And yeah, so then I laid to my side and I was asleep. Then when I woke up, I was back in my other room and it was over. So it was successful. I did not feel any pain during. I didn't wake up during the middle of it or nothing spooky or freaky like that. I did not know it was going on. Everything went successfully. They called my friend. She came and got me. And that was that. It did not hurt. I felt my throat felt a little scratchy, but we're going to get into why. But that's the maximum of pain that I felt. Just a little scratchiness in my throat. Now, diagnosis. So, there was GERD, and I'm going to GERD, gastritis, and GERD and gastritis, and then my esophagus was a little small. So let's get into that. I want to make sure I read all of this. So gastritis is a general term. So it's general for a group of conditions with one thing in common: inflammation of the lining of the stomach. The inflammation of gastritis is most often the result of infection within the same bacterium that causes most stomach ulcers. So yeah, that inflammation. So I got diagnosed with with gastritis, and then there was GERD. So GERD is gastroesophageal, hope I'm saying it correctly, reflux disease. It's a long-term condition where acid from the stomach comes up into the esophagus. Many people occasionally experience this. However, if an individual experiences persistent acid reflux that occurs more than twice a week, they may be diagnosed with GERD. So I was diagnosed with GERD. And then, like I said, my esophagus was small. So what they say that, and I never knew this was a thing. This is brand new. Apparently, if your esophagus is kind of on the smaller side, they can stretch it. I know. Sounds weird. They stretched my esophagus. And apparently, this is a thing. People get their esophagus stretched. And it actually, and that's to aid them in swallowing. It actually can close back up because it's a muscle. And people will actually return and get it stretched out again. Ain't that weird? This is my first time ever talking about it. So yeah, those were the things I was diagnosed with. And they stretched out my esophagus. They gave me these pills, pantoprazole sodium, pantoprazole sodium, 40 milligrams. You can look that up. It helps me, and I have to take it in the morning before I eat, like 30 minutes before I eat, to help me with my acid reflux. Them stretching out my esophagus was actually quite helpful. I was able to eat right. I left and went to Red Lobster right after. I know, I have a problem. But I was able to eat just fine right after. I didn't have any problems. Slept a whole lot. Next day, throat was still a little scratchy, but it got better. But I could tell a difference in my swallowing. And it was a lot easier to swallow. Things went down a lot quicker and easier. And that's it. So if you have any questions, my video's ending. If you have any questions, please write below. Please like, please subscribe, please share. I just wanted to make sure I came on and told you guys about the upper endoscopy. Why? Because I wanted to know about it when I got it done. And I feel like it's easier to go through things when you can share it with somebody else. All right, this is your girl, Relle Unique. You guys be blessed.